Going live, there's a little live chat option for you, and if you can't hear me or you are having trouble, chat in the live chat bit, and I'll try and figure it out. So welcome. My name is Ashley David. You're here for a slice of Wellbeing Pie. It's brought to you by Exquisite Knowing, which looks like it's backwards on the board there, so we'll have to work that out. And again, I'm your host, Ashley David. There's this guy named Simon Sinek, and he has this thing called the Golden Circle, which he uses to inspire great leaders, or how great leaders inspire action. In the Golden Circle, he says to start with why, and then we go to how, and then from there we go to what. So I'm going to start with why and tell you why I'm offering you a slice of Wellbeing Pie. Well, it probably doesn't need any explanation, but the world's a little crazy right now. And when things get crazy and we're stressed out, we tend to go into our lizard brains, which is somewhere between fight or flight and basic instincts that all mammals have. But humans, we have many more capacities in our brain. If we get into that neocortex, then we can reason and be creative and come up with new solutions. And so Wellbeing Pie is designed to help you feel like you can do things using your whole capacity as a human, your superpower, your human superpowers. It's also something that I wanted to start because I am here working from home, much like you are. In fact, I'm going to be a little bit like Mr. Rogers, if you remember Mr. Rogers in his neighborhood, and we're gonna make some pie today. So I'm gonna put on an apron, just like he used to put on his sweater. And if you've been working from home all day, wow, if the camera adds 10 pounds, this apron adds 30. It's very beautiful. I hope that's all right. So anyway, it helps to sort of dress for the occasion. And if you've been working from home today all day, like I've been working from home today all day, and then you're new to this, then I'm guessing you're still in your pajamas. I was in my pajamas, quite honestly, until right before this broadcast, but I did put on some clothes so that I could be on camera. And I'm now going to dress for baking pie. And my point being, it helps to dress the part. So as you move into your new life of working from home for the next bit, I recommend getting dressed for it, and that'll help. That's tip number one. So the why we're doing this is to help us all figure out how to weather the next few weeks or months as we deal with this new reality. Many of us kind of shut in at home with kids maybe around, or partners around all the time, or alone, which is my situation, although I'm not really alone. I have my dog Janie with me, and she's great company. But still, a very different life. So that's the why of it. It's to give you tools to be your best, most authentic, most empowered self in a time when you may be tempted to activate your lizard brain and just hunker down and do things because instincts are telling you how. So that's the why, and that comes from Simon Sinek and his Golden Circle. You can read more about it if that's your cup of tea. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the how also. The how is we're going to do these live streams via YouTube, and then I'm going to post them to places like social media, which is inundating me anyway, and I'm part of that inundation to you, I'm sure, with all kinds of things that are stressing me out. So this is meant to be a positive thing that you can use in the midst of the chaos and uncertainty. The how is we're going to do it that way. Now, you'll notice that the production value is super low. And as someone who used to work in film, I'm kind of embarrassed. I hope the sound is good. I hope the video is all right. I'm certain my costuming needs some work. And you can see that there's some glare here because I haven't figured out how to do the lighting yet. But as these go along, the production value will increase. I'll work out some kinks. But in the meantime, I hope that the homey, I just threw this together today, which is what I did, sense is okay by you, and that it demonstrates a genuine and a sincere effort to reach out and to encourage you to reach my way too through the comments, and then we'll be in this together. Okay, so I actually have been a teacher for much of my life in various capacities, so I have a whiteboard and we're going to use it. If we draw something, I am not a visual artist by the by, so my drawings will look pretty bad. But if we draw a stool with 3 legs, perspective C isn't my cup of tea. That was figured out sometime in the Renaissance, I think maybe before, and I still haven't figured it out. But in any case, a stool needs 3 legs to stand. And if you take out one of those legs, it falls over. You could add a 4th, but you don't need to. A stool stands with 3. So likewise, in the same way that 3 is a great deal there, a triangle is a really nice, stable shape. So let's draw this triangle here. And let's get rid of the stool because it's pretty ugly. I'll try to learn to draw a stool. Maybe one of your kids can draw one and send it my way, and I'll figure that out. Okay, so we as humans in this contemporary moment need at least 3 sort of basic things to feel like we're doing okay. And in the West and in the US, control seems to be a big one for us. Also purpose. Or in my case, I need to feel relevant because I work on my own a lot and I don't feel very relevant half the time. So for me, purpose is also has something to do with relevance. And then the last one that will help us have a stable base is familiarity or routine. And if you look at those 3 things and you think about this moment, they're gone. Our familiar routines are not familiar anymore. We don't have them. We've got something new going on. We don't have a lot of control. We don't know how to fix it because it's kind of a crazy time and we aren't in charge of all the factors and all the variables. And so our purpose is reconfiguring, and how we are relevant is reconfiguring. So here's what happens when we take one of these things away. So let's take our nice stable triangle and let's put it down, like roll it onto its side. And as we do that, we leave an opening here and we lose one of them. Then we lose another one. Let's roll it again on the side. So now let's go this way, leave that open and leave that open. And then let's roll it again. And all of a sudden we have all these open things here. And to me, that starts to look a little bit like it's gonna fall. So if we go back to our stool, we take the legs away and it falls flat. If we take our triangle, it goes flat. Or it could turn into a circle and start rolling around. And if it turns into a circle and starts rolling around, then that could be an out of control thing, or it could be an in control thing. And I want to give you some tools, this slice of Wellbeing Pie, that's going to help you get back to these basics, familiarity, control, and purpose or relevance. By taking this triangle turned crazy rolling ball down the hill and turning it into something that that you are in charge of through your very own exquisite knowing. Exquisite knowing is going to be your superpower. It's going to help you stay out of your lizard brain and maximize all your good stuff. So with exquisite knowing, and this is all we're going to do today, because each of these things is going to be a little snippet, because I'm sure you have much chaos and mayhem in your life right now. And so we're just going to do little snippets, and you can tune in, you can have your slice of pie or your bite of pie, and then go on about the rest of your day figuring things out. So exquisite knowing is a system, but within the system, there's a process, and the process is called KASE, K-A-S-E. And that stands for know it, apply it, sustain it, and explore. A lot of times we know things and then we sort of stop there. It's like, I know it. And then we wonder why we can't figure anything out. It's because we have to go through the rest of the process. We have to know what we know, and we have to continually hone our skills so that we know what we know. And then we apply that knowledge, and then we figure out a way to sustain that process of knowing and applying. And then once we're in that loop of rolling around, this ball is rolling around, knowing and applying and sustaining itself, then there's lots of room to explore and to branch out, and we have lots more options, even in times that are super stressful like this one. So it's an unprecedented stressful time in my lifetime anyway. So this is going to be helpful to you. So I want you to invite you anyway to internalize this. Know it, apply it, sustain it, explore. And every decision you're faced with, little tiny ones even, like what am I going to eat for breakfast? I want you to ask yourself a burning question. What do I need to know in order to make this decision? Do I need to take care of basic needs? Do I need to take care of healthy needs? Do I need to feed myself like an athlete because I'm going to run gazillion miles on the treadmill today, or whatever you're going to do? Ask yourself a burning question to get you to know it. Then apply that information. And if you've decided that you need a healthy meal, then the candy bar for breakfast is probably not a great idea. If the basic need is I just need some sugar, I need something right now because I'm freaking out and I have to eat, maybe the candy bar is okay. If you're going to run a gazillion miles on your treadmill, you probably want something more substantial. And then how are you going to sustain this? If you defaulted to the candy bar because you just had to do something now, then you probably want a better plan for tomorrow when you're feeling similarly. And once all that's under control and the ball's rolling around, you can explore and then maybe decide to do something different in a more empowered way. So our slice of Wellbeing Pie today is KASE. Know it, apply it, sustain it, explore. That's our very basic ingredient to start with this series. Tomorrow, we're going to take this triangle. We're going to take it back because it's going to come back to us. We're going to turn it upside down. We're going to turn it into a hand, and we're going to explore the fingers of well-being. And from there, we're going to roll on down this week or this day or whatever. In any case, I'm going to come to you. Haven't figured out the how exactly, but I'm going to come to you at different times in the day. I'll post them some way on Facebook or whatever, and we'll work out this how thing. And the what thing is the slice of pie. So now that I'm dressed for the occasion, I'm going to go in the kitchen. I bought some rhubarb today and some strawberries, and I have a cast iron skillet, and I'm going to make myself a little baby rhubarb strawberry pie, because if I make a big one, then it's going to not be very healthy for me. But a little tiny one, it's going to be a nice treat, and that's going to help lift my spirits. Wish I could share it with you through this medium, but I can only share the idea of it. So my invitation to you is to take KASE. What do you need to know right now to feel better? I know that I need to go bake a strawberry rhubarb pie and hang out with my dog and maybe read a good book or watch some weird television on my phone, because I don't actually have a television. And then go apply it. And then as you do it, think of a way that maybe that'll help you can sustain that process the next time. And the idea and the goal with this is that you are creating instances of micro-empowerment, and micro-empowerments accrue. And so if, like me, you've had a day that's not been so good, and you've been kind of freaking out or panicked or bothered by everyone else who's freaking out or panicked, or whatever your day has been like, seize this moment. I invite you to use KASE and choose something that's going to make you feel awesome, even if it's just a moment, because that one little moment of micro-empowerment is going to lay the foundation for the next moment of micro-empowerment, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And our goal today, just for today, is to try and get back to basics. So as you think about what you need right now, I encourage you to think about what you need to do to feel a little bit in control of this moment, what you need to do to feel like you have a little bit of purpose that matters to you in your heart or your mind or wherever it matters to you, your gut. And something that will create a little bit of familiarity. So the reason I've chosen the apron and the pie is because when I was really little, my grandmother put me on a stool and she taught me to make pie dough. We called it biscuits, but it's kind of the same dough. And that makes me feel comforted, and it's familiar, and it helps me get back to where I need to be after craziness. So this has been a Slice of Wellbeing Pie, brought to you by Exquisite Knowing. I'm your host, Ashley David, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye.